Alrighty then. One that this is going to be kind of we're going back to a somber place again. Oni in particular will recognize the title that's in this.
Oh yeah. I heard about this last week. I saw this on Facebook. Oh my god!
Oh yeah. I didn't get my 2 cents on it because, well, I didn't do it live or on Twitter. Well, actually, I might have. No, I posted something about Harry Anderson. It was just the hashtag. That was it. Yeah, because it's been like a week of deaths. Not kidding.
From this to Paul Jones and most recently Vern Troyer.
But yeah, Bruno Sammartino. Holy shit. That was a shocker to me because, and before anyone asks, Madison Square Garden did post something about it. The Twitter posted something about it, and the actual building itself has a memorial to him on their LED billboard outside.
Right.
Real classy for that too.
Because if you are an old school wrestling fan, and I am, and I was born after Sammartino's run, but I knew much about Sammartino. He was the king of Madison Square Garden. You could argue it's like, oh, the McMahons made Madison Square Garden, but you gotta have a king, and that he was the king. Bruno Sammartino was the fucking king,
and also the longest reigning WWE champion in history at 7 years.
Exactly.
They'll never break that record today.
Never. There have been attempts, but not a. The only thing they can do is just go modern. That's it.
Because I think the only one that came even remotely close to matching Sammartino's was probably Hogan's first reign.
Yeah. Look how that turned out. Anyway.
Brother.
Like I was saying, class of himself, Bruno Sammartino will be missed. A lot.
And he was in great shape even for his age at 82.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, when people were posting about it, there was one thing he posted when he was a commentator. He was an interviewer. He went off on Randy Savage after he had injured Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He was like, "You son of a slime!" and just started grappling Savage. And people had to pull him off, and oh my god, that was him in a nutshell.
Old school.
Just an honorable guy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's a thing. He only came back to the WWE in 2013 in terms of being on good terms because he didn't agree with a lot of the content that had been in. This is even before they went PG. He didn't like language being used. He didn't like it being too overly violent. I wouldn't call things like Brian Penny Mandage graphic nudity, but it was definitely suggestive. And what I find ironic, and only you and I have talked about this at length through season 5 of RDR back in 2013, is they're going to get WWE quote clean because there's always going to be something going on in that company.
Oh yeah.
You know, Sammartino agrees to go into the Hall of Fame because they got, you know, themselves on the straight and narrow. A certain Mr. Jack Swagger gets arrested on a DUI. And it's like, you guys, you know, Sammartino's only back because you guys got yourselves straightened out. And here's your number one contender for the World Heavyweight title. And he goes and does this stupid shit.
Exactly.
and what's even worse, they didn't even take away his #1 contender status. Unlike with 7 years before, RVD gets pulled over with a trunk load of weed in his car, is made to drop the WWE and ECW titles pretty much within the short space of each other.
In a span of 2 days.
Yeah.
It's like RVD's like, look, first of all, I got love for you because some of the stuff you've done in the ring, I think the only person who did it better than him was Shawn Michaels, only just. And of course, there was actually a line from Paul Heyman that just said, "How high can RVD go?" And I'm like, years later, I'm like, oh, I see what you did there.
I get it.
I understood that reference.
But it's just some of the stupidity that they get. Like I said, they get him to come over because they got cleaned up, and then of course the CM Punk podcast comes, goes, "Well, Punk, Dave took the same piss taste that you did you?" And he had nothing. And he had nothing to say. And I said to Oni a year later, it's like, I knew it.
Exactly.
But from what I've seen from archive footage of Bruno, he was just an immense powerhouse. He didn't need to be over flashing, over technical, say like Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels or even Eddie Guerrero. The guy was built like a brick, and he would just decimate people. And from what I've heard from people like John Cena Sr. and John Cena Jr., they said that the guy was nothing but a classy gentleman, a professional, and he was for his Hall of Fame status in 2013, and it was the 189th time he had sold out Madison Square Garden. Nobody has even come close to matching that record. Just as no one will ever outdo his 4,040-day reign as WWE champion. Because in this day and age, not being funny, you would have to become... All right, let's say, for the sake of discussion, Randy Orton had faced Benoit for the WWE title at SummerSlam 2004 and then held it for a day longer than what Bruno would have done. We would have seen Orton champion for 7 years. But it wouldn't happen in this day and age because why? It would get dull. I mean, as much as I am a huge CM Punk mark, no shame in it, Weavile, I am a mark, yes. What are you telling me that I didn't already know? Even after 434 days, I love the guy to death, but it was getting a little stale.
434 reign?
Oh, yeah, because he was champion by 2013 Royal Rumble. He'd been champion 434 days, and if he had made it to Mania as champion to face Taker, it would have been day 500.
Whoa.
But, there's a nice little thing, as Wynn said one time, variety is the spice of life. It helps to keep things interesting, except for the Big Show, because the only thing they can do to keep him interesting is face turn, heel turn, face turn, heel turn. Go play poker with Odie. No, the hell you don't. But I got nothing but respect for Bruno. I mean, even at 77, when he was inducted, he was doing at least 4 road workouts per day.
Wow.
At 77. The only thing that I'm kind of on the fence with, he didn't have too many flattering things to say about Austin. Apparently, he said because of Austin doing the profanity thing, I couldn't condone that. And Austin simply said something to the effect of, well, with all due respect to Bruno, people cared what I did in the ring, not when I told somebody to go screw themselves. Because at the end of the day, the end product is that 20 by 20 ring. And this is kind of where I agree with both of them, because they both make good points. but Stone Cold was never a guy that was trying to be family friendly because only Stone Cold being family friendly is like Roman Reigns getting over with the people. It ain't gonna happen.
That's
Ain't gonna
It's-
happen.
that shit ain't ever gonna happen.
But mad respect for Bruno. It's a shame that he's gone. I don't think they've released the circumstances of what made him sadly leave this world, and maybe it was just senior age. Maybe. But, you know, thoughts are with his family. He's left an amazing legacy behind that's paved the way for the likes of the superstars that are there today, and he's going to be missed.
Mhm.
I don't think we can say it any better than that. Raiden, do you have anything to say?
Well, I never watched a Bruno Sammartino match in my life, but I always respected his drives. Like it's just like Bryan Danielson, he cared about one thing only: wrestling. And God damn it, that's something I respect from the guy. Also, just seeing him in other companies, being an ambassador, it's like he did something over the years of like holding that title for 7 years. You know, you made it in the industry, but instead of like being cocky, he said the one thing that some wrestlers don't do. The Miz.
Don't get Oni started, whatever you do.
The one thing I always respect about the guy is like he's just the most humblest person around. So all I gotta say is requiescat in pace to Mr. Bruno Sammartino. And Heaven Mania has just gave another entrant.
Lydia.
Well, I gotta say what you guys repeat what you guys said, that I agree that San Martino is a legend, and whatever he had done in life, be it like his trying to clean up the wrestling business, even though it's kind of moot point right now. But yeah, no, I respected what he did in the ring, and he's one of the all-time greats, and we lost a good one. That's all I will say.
Yeah, because this is one of the very few guys that has wrestled for both Vince McMahon Sr. and Vince McMahon Jr. One of the few. Which reminds me, seriously, Vinny, when are you going to retire? Because let's be honest, Tony, how much longer realistically has Wacky Macky got?
I have no idea. I honestly don't, and this is what's damning about it.
Because not being funny, he's well past his prime.
Oh yeah.
He may physically look okay, but mentally,
no comment.
That's why I'm bringing back the XFL, pal.
I like it during an interview with TMZ of all people, because they were asking Triple H and Stephanie about their midnight workouts and explained there's nothing very special about it. It's just the only time we're able to work out. He goes, "Do you ever work out with your father?" And he goes, "Oh no, he's too crazy." And I'm like, too easy.
Too easy. Oh my god.
I'm just like, too easy. Oh dear. I don't know.
But that's my cue to go. I'm afraid I've got stuff to do.
Those Gunplas won't build themselves.
That and
Mickey's calling you.
Very funny. Trying to figure out what time to eat dinner. Actually,
trying to think of something witty there, but nah, food ones kind of elude me.
Yeah, at this and right now, the way I'm feeling, thanks for avoiding it. But legit, I gotta figure out when I need to eat before it just takes over.
Dude, you're
That's
Oni.
fine.
You'll figure it out.
I know. I'll talk to you guys later, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Peace
All
out,
right,
Oni.
take care, dude.
Nah,
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Oni has left the building.
Now, where's the fireworks?
It'll be Bach.
Dun, dun. Oh no, and I got this image of Oni going, trying to be like the Terminator.
The Bach.
What if a Wii, this is coming from King of Kaiju, what if a Wii wrestler did the Godzilla move like the one he did on Ghidorah?
If a Wii wrestler?
As in, it's trying to say like a very miniature person.
Okay. I guess he's referring to the. I'm not sure which move he's referring to. I'm not sure if he's talking about like the one from Godzilla versus Gigan, where he just like does a seismic toss on Ghidorah, just like grabs him by the head and just like throws him over his shoulder.
Oh, King of Kaiju said as a typo. He said, "What if a WWE wrestler did the Godzilla move he did on Ghidorah?" Sorry, dude, that's my bad.
I'm gonna see if I can find that GIF. Let's see.
And his name is John Cena.
Oh god, not that again.
Pa-da-da-da.
It's bad enough. It's bad enough that I had to hear. It's bad enough that I had to hear that song in a car commercial.
You ever saw that like original I guess like that original like prank phone call where that whole thing came from? Are you ready for the WWE Superstars SmackDown? It's like, God damn it, if you call this one more time, I swear to fucking God.
Oh god, that's just bad.
I know if my mom, she'd be swearing at them in Spanish.
Oh, he goes, he grabs Ghidorah by the tail and smashes him on the ground. Oh dear. That's just wow.
Okay, so from the 91 film.
No, it's the flying drop kick. Oh, that's Adam Wofford saying that. Oh, at least he's back. Sorry, Win. Sorry. Should know better.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. After the off-air thing, you can kind of guide me where the little thingy pops up and shows my name to help me change it to Win.
Just quickly finish up on Bruno before we move on to something else because we didn't get your take. Anything you have to say about Bruno Sammartino? I mean, were you an avid watcher of his from archive footage, or did you only see like highlight packages, particularly when he did his Hall of Fame induction?
Just mostly on and off highlights. I was way too young to remember a lot of his stuff, especially since I wasn't born until 1985. So a lot of his earlier highlights, some stuff I would vaguely remember, but others are kind of fuzzy because I can only remember back for so long. But when I got it on my feed and I read about stuff to get refreshed, it's kind of sucks to see him go, but he was about 88, so it was his, I guess it was just his time.
Well, like I say, the legacy he leaves behind is, you know, he was WWE champion for 7 straight years. Not even John Cena could match that these days. Thankfully.
Boy.
Could you imagine Cena being champion that long?
The pain will kill everyone.
Well, it could be worse. We could have Roman as champion for a decade.
Woo! God, no.
Knock on wood now.
Just be glad Oni left.
Am I gonna be champion? No. Miss, can you take the bacon? Okay, Odie, I'll go be champion for a decade.
Here, Roman, give me that.